Greetings, fellow defenders of the Ark. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld Frostwardens. Episode 82, Shredded and Shellshocked. Another thing I need to do is corpse cleanup. I realize, because we have an enormous amount of corpses out there now. So, Axios, before I forget, let's have you grab the Molotov cocktails. And flame on. So I have him caravaned so that he can pick up the things that I don't necessarily want to scorch. And I'll have fish pick tend to you. I forgot I left that door forced open. Glad I caught that. There's so many corpses that actually might trigger the rain or snow response. Because of the scope of how many I have to burn here. So I'll keep that in mind as I scorch them. All of these corpses, and I did none of the killing. Axios is probably sad about that, given that he's bloodlust. And he's gonna need to turn in and get to somewhere warm soon. Which is funny, standing around with massive pile of burning bodies and being like, ah, I'm cold. Because for this series, I don't have proxy heat. Well, that's most of the bodies. There's still more cleanup to be done, but that's a good chunk of them at least. So, for the additional recon armor, it's not really just one I want to make, but we're mostly waiting on plasteel. So we gotta illuminate or power on the plasteel tunnels. Plasteel is easily the bottleneck. And also, not to mention, we're gonna need a little bit of gold. So another thing I ought to do is to get a dedicated deep drill for gold, so I don't have to keep moving and reinstalling drills, because that's what I did previously, but like that's gonna get tiresome. Unfortunately, the gold drill spot is like right in the hallways where we want to be, which is unfortunate. But oh well. Don't forget to cancel caravan. Good point. I totally forgot and he was about to walk out. Cheers. Poor Axios is like, damn it, I skipped an entire night of sleep. You still want me running around? It's like, yeah, dude, sorry. How are we looking on resources? For coal, we are way oversupplied, so we'll shut that down. And for plasteel, we're lagging behind. So that's something to be worked on. I don't have the escape doors here yet, which I had mentioned. One of the issues is I don't know if I want a door in the hospital anymore, because treating it like a thoroughfare reduces its temperature enough that it's a problem for research. So I'm going to fill that in. Maybe make an escape door here. And as far as escape doors go, they're pricey, but like plasteel? No, that's an auto door. Plasteel doors might be the way to go. So that they're not like a point of massive vulnerability to our base. The problem is anyone that is defending this area... Oh, you know what? I could put it here. Anyone... Yeah, I want them to be able to retreat quickly. That's kind of the point of this project. So that if they get injured or overwhelmed or whatever, they can just get out. Oh, I didn't want to break that down, but alright. And this is the last of, like, the Improving Defenses project. Just the fine-tuning of this section. So it's a lot of plasteel that we're gonna use. That means getting the plasteel for the recon armor is gonna take a little bit longer, but I think in terms of like the value of saving our lives, this project has a lot of merit. So maybe like this. That way there's a bunch of doors that get you out of harm's way that are also fireproof and highly durable and lets us escape. I can get behind that. And now our hospital isn't like a thoroughfare, so it should get a lot less foot traffic, staying cleaner and also warmer. I'm going to double up on the plasteel. And then I think we've also found other plasteel nodes. Yep, there's some here, there's some there. So there's plenty of plasteel around. Plasteel is really not a... we're not going to be hurting for it, but in the summer we're going to have to build tunnels for it. Because there's a lot of plasteel around, but it's not easily accessible, at least not right now. Can't believe no one's hauled that uranium yet. Taking their sweet time. Hmm. So the armor project is a wee bit slow. We have one to show. I'm working on it. I promise. It just takes a while. Oh, right. Updating the behind the walls to include the armory now, too. Hey, Chaos Engine. Thank you for the resub. All 40 months of it. So we'll need 75 more plasteel for these doors. And then I think the defensive overhaul will be done. So in terms of like really good coverage For shooting coverage, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 spots. And I've got 13 shooters. So, it works. It's not perfect, but it will do. Axios, let's get back to torching corpses. And maybe don't, like, caravan you off map this time. I'll do my best to remember not to do that. I don't really care about a single stack of meds, so I think the rest of these corpses down here can just be burned. But in terms of colony value, you can see every time I torch corpses, our, like, items drop a lot. Can you? Thank you. Oh my god. Missing 100 times. So we almost have ship reactor tech done. And then after that we get, ship building basics done, the research. And after that we'll go for ship reactor tech, which will allow us to upgrade our arc to nuclear. I'm sure that's going to do wonders for our colony attention for raiders. In terms of food, if you've been watching, we are definitely in a net positive. We now have 2k potatoes, 2,700 fungus, almost 1,000 rice, and 1,400 corn. We are very food secure. It might be worth considering cooking. I will open that as a potential option. Should we consider cooking food again? Yes or no? So the original reason why we hadn't been cooking is we didn't really have anyone capable of it. But now we have, well, Zeusin could cook, but she was our primary researcher, so she was really busy. She was also our primary smith. Rogi now can cook at skill 11, and it might be not unreasonable to start making, like, luxury vegetarian meals. Or at least fine vegetarian meals, because we just have so much in the way of food. So, I'll leave it up to poll for 2.5 minutes for you to consider. But that will also definitely help moods around, because our pilgrims are oppressed and do not like paste meals. So the other thing that we could consider is cooking only for one subset of our people, right? So we could do cooking, but only for the pilgrims too, because the stalwarts do not mind. If you take a look, as far as nutrient paste meals, they prefer it. They get a +3, so they might want to stay on paste meals. As a result, they consider it the food of the future. So after this, if you do vote yes, I'll have it broken down by faction too. And then as far as pilgrims go, pilgrims don't mind, they don't like the paste meals, but they don't care about insect meat. So the other thing that we could potentially do is to try to bait insects into insect traps and using the insect meat, because we do have a whole bunch of insect meat. We have 740. We could restrict the meals to fine meals or some tier, but only offer it up to pilgrims. So there'll be a follow-up poll for that. Don't forget to rezone Axios. True. And hey JD, how about you go for corpse torching? Where is the dead? There's only 3. Oh, not bad. We're almost done. Right. I think it's safe to say that you guys want meals to be cooked. Should stalwarts still only eat NPM? So what I'm trying to determine is the meal for each faction. So technically speaking, stalwarts would prefer fine meals over vegetarian meals or over NPM, but only in the case that it was not made with insect meat. Right, so vegetarian fine meals would be fine for stalwarts, but that's pretty pricey, whereas pilgrims could eat non-vegetarian meals made with insect meat. And so the difference is non-vegetarian, if pilgrims start eating fine meals, they could consume the insect meat that the stalwarts don't want, and they would get a net positive mood benefit of 8. Whereas if the stalwarts start eating fine meals, they would get a net mood benefit of 1. So it is 8 times more efficient to have pilgrims eat fine meals made of insect meat. And also no one else wants to eat the insect meat. So that's the question. So the follow-up question, should pilgrims be offered fine meals under the requirement it is made with insect meat? Yes or no? If no, they get offered fine meals regardless of insect meat as an ingredient or not. So that's kind of what we're voting for here. And I'm also opening up the tailoring to Wishbringer as well. So any worker that is 16 plus can do it, rather than only Zeusin. What was supposed to be on this shelf? Hops? Whatever. Change it around. And it looks like that's going to pass as well. Got it. Well, let's start doing that. So, here we go. We're going to do fine meals until we have, let's say, 30. And they're going to be made exclusively of insect meat. And any vegetable that is not fungus. So any fruit or vegetable, don't care what it is, just not raw fungus. Because no one wants to eat raw fungus. And then in terms of meals... Oh, I like how phase out. I never actually phased out. In terms of meals, we're going to do pilgrim meals. Pilgrim meals are going to be... allow food with insect meat. Appetizing meat. Meals of fine meals. But also allowing NPM in case we run out. Right, because there will be times where we don't have any insect meat left, and they shouldn't starve themselves in that situation. That also means, Rogie, you're going to be really busy. So I'm going to reduce plant cut from 1 to 2, so the Rogie's highest priority is cooking. Godless, attacking immediately, multiple angles. Okay. The problem here is we have a lot of people that are not in cover. So group 1, scary. 6 explosive weapons. Group 2, 2 explosive weapons. Group 3 doesn't have explosive. Okay. Yeah, this is a bad raid. This is a doom raid. The ambient temperature might have them die, but I need to make an effort to set up a situation where they are lured to their death, which is what I'll work on. Start to set up the bug trap? I certainly could. Yeah. Get a little bit more insect meat. I mean, it is the right temperature outside for it, for sure. Axios and Madzin. Go over there and break your way into this hallway and flee that direction. Bill's going to cover to shoot Axios and then realized that he couldn't keep up. So the first group is coming in. Fishpick is ready to flip-flop the defenses. And then we have defenders ready to defend. I just need to rally them out. Nice, they missed. So there will be, of course, this section of tunnel will be vulnerable. Actually, you know what? Run all the way around. Just juke them. That should work fine. So we are missing some one important door here because we don't have this deep drill protected. But if this door closes, they can't get to it anyway. And then the real issue here is we have to keep an eye on the Doom launcher and the triple launcher so that it doesn't come into play, dodging and avoiding if we're being aimed at. So, right, we just, like, evacuated that area, so Ally here doesn't have anyone to shoot at. And there's still Miles and Zozo. So let's go ahead and flip this door. It's weird that he's aiming at Zeusin, but Zeusin can't aim back. Zeusin can aim back. It was just like autofire was off. Alright, so they're starting to get people into the doors. Where is Madzin? Oh, right, Madsen's doing the whole runaround. Okay, so what we need to do in this case is lure them to Fishpick, and then have one of these shooters close the door instead of meleeers. So we're going to get a little burned, but that's fine. You guys are getting aimed at by Doom level weapons, as is you guys, so let's get you to cover, physical cover. Get you guys to physical cover, and have more people come back. Uh-oh. That could have been worse. I was trying to get them to cover quicker, but it didn't work. But that's why we have multiple layers. So Zeusin, you need to get out here to close this door. And Fishpick already has the door open for the next lure. Never mind. The Molotov really screwed me there, because we were running around panicking on fire. And I don't know how that area exploded, because it was under physical cover. But, alright, sure. Let's start to take cover. The other thing is we have other doors, so I'm going to start closing the alternative doors. We just need people to move. So there is, it's a bug I've noticed in RimWorld, where... Oh, you're on. Cardinal might die in this case. But it's a bug in RimWorld where certain zones will, for like one frame, have an increased temperature. as a result of like zoning issues. Somehow he's alive. And I think Cardinal being blasted through a wall was a result of that, because I don't think the Doomsday Launcher threaded through the wall in that way. You can see why I don't like these raids. Too many explosives. Alright, they're being lured over to Fishpick now. They no longer have valid targets. Madzin and Axios are inside. Wish and Cardinal need medical attention. Tannering is going to wall up this access point. And JD will administer medical attention for those that need it. I am going to need a bionic jaw. I noticed that Zeusin lost hers. And then we'll need a bionic leg as well. Alright, Madzin, don't cross the gap yet. So Madzin and Axios, chill in the coal room for now. Because you can warm up in there. Because we can't cross there yet. Tala might be coming to... so Tannering has not been fast enough. So Sheep, I'm going to have you fall back. And Tannering, don't bother. Ideally, we're going to want like an alternative path. Maybe putting a door here to the hospital and moving this heater to over here. So that we have access to the hospital when we lose access to this area here. So for now, I am going to restrict access to the hospital entirely. Because these raiders are going to be able to get in this area. Meaning I am going to want like a door here. Move this light maybe there and get rid of this limestone wall. Alright, fish pick. You are one of the only other capable doctors at the moment, so I'm going to have AR as a bad choice. The Slotus, you are going to be the physical lure. Ready to flip-flop doors. These guys are going to lose interest, losing access to me, and then they're going to find an alternative path. So I just have to wait them out. It's not... Well, what are you setting on fire? Yeah, it's fine. Tannering, you have some construction skills, so let's have you repair this door. So at the moment, they do have access to be able to path through a Slotus. So the raiders that are like smashing walls and doors will yeah, as you can see, they're starting to repath now. And I'll start building access to the hospital. So not having this door obviously was a big problem because it made this whole hallway vulnerable, but obviously we're working to replace that. So Cardinal, 3 hours, 5 hours. Okay, so we'll do... Actually, I'm going to do Wishbringer first, because Wishbringer just has 1 bleed. And then we can focus on Cardinal afterwards. Alright, how close are they to a Slotus? Nowhere close. So they're still on a bit of a death march to get there. Alright, these guys can now cross the gap without being attacked because there's no one around it. Meaning I can turn off the coal area. I hope they warmed up enough. Their hypothermia at least didn't progress as far as I could tell. So Wishbringer, you no longer have any bleeds, so you're not priority. So Cardinal's priority. Wishbringer can limp his way to the hospital. And we're building an alternative path into the hospital now. They're fleeing. They're fleeing because it's really, really cold out. Some are, like, shooting their way through, but we'll deal with that in a minute. I don't know what Frenchie's doing, honestly. He's maybe lighting stuff on fire and then he'll leave. I like how he lit stuff on fire and then his fire foam pack was like, oh god, I set a fire! Time to put it out! It's like, you're an idiot. Okay, we have hospital access again. They are fleeing through this wall. 1, 2, 3. So we're going to muster a shooter defense. Because they're going to go through the hallway. And, we're going to want to hold them at bay because Fishpick can't spare not patching at the moment. But this door is about to fall. So Madsen's going to hold the door. I don't know why he's not attacking. I will have to be potentially getting shot by Frenchie. I'm not sure why Frenchie isn't fleeing, because I thought this raid... Oh, no, this is 3 different raids. I understand now. That's what's going on. I was trying to figure out why I got the fleeing warning, but they weren't actually actively fleeing. Alright, so another group is fleeing. Fangface took some shots, but in the scheme of things, he's doing way better than the others. Madsen chopped up a whole lot of people. So, what, there are still some that are hostile, and this one happens to have a Doomsday launcher. So, let's go and get out of the, like, take cover and wait for them to approach. I'm gonna leave these doors intentionally open, so that we lure them in and then Madsen can chop them up. Fishpick has mostly stabilized Cardinal. And he's still really the only one that has super bleeds. There's only one group of raiders of the 3 left. And given that we are luring them in through the main... I mean, it's a busted wall, but the main gate area, I will, I'll undraft everyone else. Lucky no one died? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, one of the advantages of having layered walls is they offer a lot of blast cover. So, the design of these defenses, I think, aided me quite a bit. Axios, can you stay conscious long enough to murder some people? Oh, wow, okay. Or just cut him dead instantly. That works. And another one. All groups fleeing. Your name is Kaching. That's hilarious. And these are the Godless Abattoir. I don't really need... They're cannibals. I don't really need to do... I don't really care about their stuff or whatever. We have a lot of repairs to do. And a lot of healing to do. But no one died. I am going to need 2 bionic parts to recover some of the injuries that we suffered, but it could have been a lot worse. So Wish, you're the only one that needs medical treatment. It's just burns? Okay, that's fine. And Cardinal needs rescue, but he's okay. So Bryzek, go rescue Cardinal. And then we just have a lot of corpse cleanup to do. So, Close Pilgrims. Done. Close Stalwarts. Done. Breach Health. Twinner. And the Cardinal. Well, we're on the road to recovery. That was rough. Getting tripled and doomed. Not fun. Cardinal's already been, you know what? Let's just go Glitter. Cardinal's already been preached health, so it shouldn't be too hard to get him recovered. Cheers for surviving. Oh. Oh, you know what? No, this is fine. Infestation. But, they're gonna get frozed. How's my fine meals going? Oh, speaking of which, we should be storing fine meals here. I like how everyone's like bleeding to death or whatever, and I'm like, where's my meals? Yeah, I'm probably worried about the wrong thing, but that's fine. Well, I have this gorgeous hospital. We might as well use it. So though Cardinal and Rogi, who have been gotten wound infections, I will treat with the utmost of care. Putting them in the nicest beds, because this should massively accelerate their recovery. Oh, Axios, sorry about that. Alright, so the bugs already busted their way through the wooden wall, giving them access to ambient temperatures, and they should be all dead pretty soon. So, bug bait, working as intended. Bionic Jaw, Wishbringer is making, okay. And then we'll get the Bionic Leg too. Because the Bionic Leg is what, Cardinals? Who needed the leg? I forget. Wishbringer. Oh, should have made his own leg. I'm glad that the ones that need bionics, or the ones that need body replacements, happen to be stalwarts, because pilgrims obviously would have refused. There's a lot of repairs and cleanup to do. But, yeah, that could have been so much worse. Looks like they're mostly doing hypothermic slowdowns now. So pretty soon they'll all be passed out. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld Frostwardens, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you in next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow Frostwardens.